Well, hello, my friends. Today we're looking at Nehemiah chapters 1 through 3. Now, Nehemiah was the leader of the third group of exiles that came back to Jerusalem. The events here took place about 12 years after the end of the book of Ezra. But Nehemiah's sole purpose was to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And in our reading today, we find in chapter number 2 where he comes in and he starts examining the condition of this holy city, this place where God had once dwelt in a mighty way. In verse number 17 of chapter 2, it says, "Then I said to them, you see the trouble we are in, how Jerusalem lies in ruins with its gates burned? Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem that we may no longer suffer derision." Well, that word derision has the connotations of mockery, my friends. So what's happened here is this holy city is now become a mockery. I think about this story and how the church today, oftentimes, and I'm talking about the organized church, but even the church, we as an individual, oftentimes Christians have become a mockery because of they have lost their standard. They're hypocrites. They're not living according to the Word of God. They've allowed all kinds of junk to come into their lives and into the church. And friends, I want to say it's time for us to rebuild the walls, the standards that God has set, so the presence of God can come back into our lives, back into our churches today. We need to rebuild the walls of trust. We need to rebuild the walls of love, rebuild the walls of gentleness and kindness and peace. That's where people will want to run to when in a troubled world. As a church, as an individual, a believer, we need to rebuild the walls and get the junk out, my friends. But first, he examined. Remember, he said, he examined the walls. He saw the condition. You and I need to see our condition, the condition of not the world. We know what the world is like, but what is the condition of the church? What is the condition of us as an individual? We need to examine ourselves and realize that we need to rebuild some walls in our life. So I encourage you, through prayer, through seeking God, through hard work and discipline, let's start rebuilding the walls of the standard and of the Word of God and allow God to come back in a powerful way. Well, God bless you. We'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow as we continue this subject. Bye-bye.